So I have to be honest. I was a little nervous coming into the sanctuary tonight. I didn't know what to expect. Who are the people who come to Shabbat 2 days before Rosh Hashanah? Are they the people full of fervent piety who wouldn't dare miss a week at being at shul? Or are you people who have something you're working on and needed this last little opportunity to get it in before the book on 5782 is closed? And I was thinking about earlier this evening when I was having dinner with my family, and my children, as they usually do, found ways to even ruin Shabbat dinner with their shenanigans. I love my kids, I really do. And I realized that this last Shabbat, for those of you who are fans of the television show Seinfeld, is like the Festivus Shabbat. It is not a coincidence that we read from Parshat Nitzavim on the last Shabbat before Rosh Hashanah, because Parshat Nitzavim is kind of like the airing of the grievances. When God says, listen everybody, last chance, listen up, because if you don't, will next become the feats of strength, and no one wants to get in a physical fight with God. That's not a good thing to do. Parshat Nitzavim is when Moses is coming to the end of his final days, his final speeches to the Israelites, and is inveighing upon them, imploring them, if you would just listen, if you would just do as God has said, then all of the possible wonders you could ever have possibly wanted will come to fruition in the land of Israel. But if you don't, calamity you could never have imagined will fall upon you. But what's interesting is the name of the portion, the beginning of the portion, Nitzavim. Nitzavim means to stand, but not like Omdim. Right? We already did our Omdim. We already did our Amidah when we stood in front of the ark for the tefillah early in the service. Nitzavim is to stand with intention, to stand at attention. I shared before we started services that I happened to be at an interment service this afternoon at the National Cemetery. Nitzavim is when you stand when taps is being played in memory of someone who served our country with great honor and valiancy. Nitzavim is how you stand when you're trying to command a room and get everyone to pay attention to you. Nitzavim is what a teacher might do at the front of their room. And the portion tells us that in this moment, as God will ultimately, as we'll see in the portion, lay before us a simple choice: life and death, blessing and curse. And God says to us, choose life. You don't make that kind of choice sitting down. You don't make that kind of choice not paying attention. You make that choice with intentionality. You stand to be counted, you stand to be heard, and you stand for the decision that you are going to make. It's very easy for us to use our words. Any of you who have children know that when one child, knocks the other one on the head, you say to the first one, say, you're sorry. And what do they say? Sorry. That is not a sorry with intentionality. Intentionality is when you live the meaning behind the words that come out of your mouth, should you use them. And so on this Shabbat, as we are wrapping up the year 5782, as in 2 days' time we'll be sitting here in the sanctuary together or joining together virtually as well. And for the next 2 days after that, God willing, with not too much rain and water at the end of Rosh Hashanah, we will make a statement with the words that we use, the prayers that we offer. And a week and a half from now, we will actually once again read these words of Nitzavim as part of our liturgy for Yom Kippur, a reminder that it's not only about the words that we say at Rosh Hashanah, and not only about the words that we say at Yom Kippur that matters. What really matters is in the days that will follow. Will we stand up and stand for those words that we used? Will we fulfill the promises that we make to ourselves, to our family, to the Holy One, that our actions and our behaviors will become the living embodiments of those prayers that we offer. And if we do that, we can say that we fulfill the idea of Nitzavim, Nitzavnu, in this year. But the only way we'll really know if we did is when I see all of you next year at Shabbat Nitzavim, a few days before Rosh Hashanah. Shabbat Shalom.